Fox 34 Football Friday, presented by Cardinal Sports Center. It's 10 o'clock, and it's time for Fox 34 Football Friday.
Tonight on Fox 34 Football Friday, Friendship is fired up to get back in the win column if the Tigers bounce back in Odessa.
Coronado back on the gridiron after a week off. Did the Mustangs master up a victory against Paladuro to stay undefeated?
And Estacado is fighting for the district championship. Find out if the Matadors got it done against Levelland. And welcome to Week 10, hard to believe, here on Fox 34 Football Friday. I'm Bobby Joe Verby, been keeping it real since 1970.
I'm always excited just to hear what your name is every week. Yeah, well, what was it, Bobby Joe?
Bobby Joe, I've been keeping it real since 1970.
All right. Gotcha,
Kurt.
Bobby Joe.
Okay.
Keeping it real since 1970, and I'm just plain old Kurt Kaiser. Our game of the week is featuring Estacado and Levelland. It's a rivalry that has been going back and forth the past few years. Let's head out to Lobo Stadium to see who came out on top in this one. A bad start for the Matadors. They're already down 7-0. It's near their own goal line. Levelland would force the safety. Just like that, it is 9-0 Lobos on top. However, the Matadors will get a huge break here on the free kick after the safety. The Lobos can't hang on. Estacado recovers in the end zone for a touchdown. The point after was good. Levelland up right there at 9-7. Ensuing kick happens again. Lobos muff it.
Can
Mets
you believe
recover
this?
in the end zone twice in a row.
Two
for
in a row
score.
like that.
14-0 or 14-9. It should be Estacado on top there. Lobos struggling on offense here. It's the INT by Ronald Ross, and there you see it. EHS with the ball deep in Lobo territory. Jalen Dobbins will keep it as he will find the end zone there. The Mets going up 20-0, taking advantage of those turnovers by Levelland. Levelland would answer with a score of their own. Brian White, he hooks up with Dylan Bordello. A two-point conversion was good. Levelland down by 1 as the snap to the second half right now. Levelland goes out to the edge and is picked off by Elijah Hawkins. The Mats wouldn't waste any time. Dobbins will boom this one out to the back corner. You'll see it there after the pickoff. Here he's going to boom it to the back corner. I predict the future. It is caught. There it is. Nice
That's
pass.
a thing of beauty.
JT Steele got it. 24-34 Estacado. They keep piling on for the Lobos as they were not done yet. After that very nice pass, they do a very nice run. This is Hez Williams. It's a touchdown as he takes it in from the red zone. The Matadors go on to win it. They clinch a share of the district championship. 41-24 was the final.
All right, breathe, Kurt, breathe. Matadors making the most of their last district game of the season, as you just saw right there.
That's right, Rob. Our Brady King joins us now live from Lobo Stadium. Brady, what does this win mean for the Matadors?
Well, Kurt, this win means a lot. There was a lot on the line for Estacado and Levelland, but really Estacado, the final district game of the season, going for that district title, and they were also looking for their first road win of the season. So this game was absolutely huge for them and just a roller coaster overall, and totally different season for them than last year. At the beginning of this time last year, I guess they were 9-0 heading into the final district game against Levelland. Completely different story for Cluley's crew this season, 3-6 before tonight, battling through injuries, the pandemic, and a tough pre-district schedule, all of which Cluley says prepared his team for right now. But one thing did stay the same, the Matadors facing the Lobos in this final game. And like Kurt said, it's been a back and forth battle between these two. Lobos won in 2016, Mats won in 17, and so on. And finally, Cluley and company break the pattern to win 2 years in a row. And I spoke to Coach Cluley after the game, and he said that this game felt like their season as a whole, just up and down, overcoming so many different moments. But I know he was excited to go celebrate this one, and he said he's not looking too far past this right now, just going to enjoy this with his team. They get that share of the district title, and I believe that this one's definitely going to give them some momentum moving forward, and they'll clinch that #1 seed spot for the playoffs. It's a big win overall. It's freezing out here. I promise I'm not just standing in the middle of a field. They just shut the lights off on me. But that's all I have for you. Big win for the Matadors. Reporting live from Lobo Stadium, Brady King, Fox 34 Football Friday.
All right. Safe travels back, Brady. Get back here. Coronado Mustangs back on the field after the bye, taking on the Paladuro Dons. It was a Sawyer Robertson show.
It was.
He connects with Eli Martinez for the easy score. Those two hooking up all year long. A little later, the Leach commit would keep it himself, and he's going to take it to the house, Kurt.
Yes, very close.
And they would say he was short.
Oh, I thought he had it.
So he wasn't really, he was knocking on the door.
Yeah, there he was. Hello, come in.
Yeah, hello, come in. Next play, after it was 14-0 Mustangs in the second quarter, Robertson finds Corey Barrera, and he's going to trot into the end zone.
He did trot.
He's going to walk the dog right there.
Yeah.
Coronado stomping the Dons. How dare they?
Yeah.
70-6.
Not very good hosting right there. Plainview, heavy underdogs facing Lubbock Cooper. First quarter here, there's no score. Cooper Lefebvre with the keeper, and the Buccos would go up by a 7-0 score. Now, if you'll check out the instant replay here, the ball will fly out. There it goes. But he had already crossed the plane, so it's a touchdown. Bulldogs would keep it a one-score game through the second quarter. That is Rylan Wilcox. Said he's seen enough as he comes up with the pick. Good for him. Nice defensive play. This week, a good one to pick up Cutter Douglas from the waiver wires as he cuts through the Bulldog defense to double the lead. We stayed for halftime.
He was on the...
This is Plainview State Renowned Band, Rob. This week's halftime honorees. Hey, later tonight, stay tuned to Fox 34's Facebook page to see exclusive performance from the Bulldog Band in that one there. Now, after the bands, we go to third quarter action, and the Pirates resume the honors. They go on to win it 42-6. Congratulations to them.
I got a kick out of the line, picked him off the waivers.
I like that too.
Yeah. All right, down
Cutter,
to the basin.
yeah.
Friendship taking on Mojo.
Mojo.
Right out of the gate. Permian returns the opening kick all the way. There he goes. Wow, what a run right there. 7-0 Odessa. The Tigers, though, did not waste any time hitting back, opening drive. Ty Glass takes the handoff from Corbin Gandy, and he trots in. We had a good one going, tied at 7. Flash ahead to the second quarter. Friendship up 10-0, or 10-7, I should say. William Bayou taking another handoff, scampering into the end zone. 17-7 Friendship. Next drive, the Panthers clawing their way back. The reverse takes Permian back into the end zone. Mojo, dare I say, partying like 1989.
Yeah.
Panthers, well, they hang tough. The win, 36-27.
Yes, sir. I was there in 1989. Let's head out to Post, and the land of the bold gold. Post would strike first with the quick handoff. Long run by Avery Clarkson. Bold Gold would continue to add to their score after that run by Avery, and the next one is on the back of their quarterback. This is Sladen Pittman. Doing the work himself, he will not be denied, takes it all the way to the house. Wow. There he goes, he's still going. Made it through the defense, and he comes up with the touchdown. Hale Center would try to get something going. However, Pittman again helping his team with a pick six as he puts the Bold Gold up 21-7. Another great defensive play. Post totally loves the 80s. They roll in this one, Rob, 83-0.
I don't think I've ever seen 83-0.
I haven't either.
Throwing it back to Thursday night. That was last night. Tyron Bradley and the Plainsmen hosting Amarillo High, and here they come. Kurt Kaiser, first quarter, third down for the Sandies. Quarterback Brock Wade, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Andrew Garcia delivering the boom. And that would force a fourth down, so the Sandies bring in Luke Laminack from 47 yards out. It's good. Amarillo up 3-0. Monterey trying to make things happen on offense. They moved the ball in spurts last night, but had trouble scoring. Here, the big quarterback eventually brought down by all the Amarillo defenders, short of a first down. The Plainsman defense was stout, though. They were a wall in the first half, holding the Sandies to a pair of field goals. Third quarter now, Wade launches one into the end zone. Nice catch by Caden Phillips for the score. Sandies up 13-0, and they take it 24-7. They're 2-0 in district play, while Monterey falls to 1 up, 1 down in district play as well. Well, coming up, Texas Tech preparing for a Halloween showdown against Oklahoma. Perhaps the Red Raiders have some treats for the Sooners.
Let's see what they do. And our high school expert, Garrett Luft, will give us the scoop on Estacado versus Levelland.
And Shallowwater caps off its undefeated season tonight against Slayton. If the Mustangs stayed golden, they did against the Tigers. That's next on Fox 34 Football Friday.
You're watching Fox 34 Football Friday with Rob Verby, Kurt Kaiser, and Brady King. Fox 34 Football Friday. first and most comprehensive. This is Fox 34 Football Friday.
And the Mustangs from Shallowwater, usually a force to be reckoned with, Kurt. They're good pretty much every year. They only had one bad year in like the last 10. This year is no different. They're really good.
They are good. Shalley looking to go 8-0 tonight as they take on the Slayton Tigers. Let's head out to Todd Field and see what they can do. The band working hard at halftime. Mustangs up 22-0 early third. It's looking good. Bax Townsend would find an opening, and he's going to scoot to the outside. That's what it looks like, Rob, when you scoot.
You're a scooter.
Wasn't sure if you knew that. Finally, brought down out of bounds. Huge gain. A few plays later, it's Keegan Campbell. He would take it in from a few yards out. Mustangs would go for two. They want more. Bax Townsend would complete the pass on the far side, and it is good. 30-0.
Hard to see that guy, Kurt.
So, yeah, I'm sure he caught it.
Yeah.
Mustangs not done. Brecken Ramos, he looks like Steve Young. He fires a dart to Bo Brockman. Shalley all over Slayton tonight. The final tonight, Shallowwater, 42-6.
I've been waiting for you to do that all night. Roll your R's.
There we go.
Right.
Came in.
Littlefield hosting Bushland. Early on, Falcons with the ball. The handoff to Ethan Fuentes. He's going to take it in. 7-0 Bushland. Eagles now with the ball. They're going to go deep, Kurt. Dun, deep. Dun, dun, dun. And it's picked off by Leeford Calder Jr. And Bushland was in biz. You're good. You're good. All right.
Okay.
He's running the prompter tonight. And once again, it's Ethan Fuentes. Look at the hole.
Whoa!
Shades of, dare I say, John Riggins.
Say it.
Yeah, the big boys up front doing work. He had plenty of room right there, hard to bring down. Bushland would turn the ball over on downs, but they quickly would get it back. And this time, Coleman Janelle connects with Jalen Marshall. 14-0 Bushland. Falcons go on to win it 35-24. Shout out to Bushland's Brody Sutterfield, who was the Built for Tough Player of the Week.
And we're headed out to New Home right now. We'll go there with the Leopards taking on Bovina. The Mustangs, here come the Leopards. Second half action here would start off with a Bovina fumble, and that would be recovered by New Home. This would set up a beautiful run. This is Cash Starkey around the left side for a New Home Leopard touchdown. But Bovina would not go quietly into the night. Here's an interesting run by Christian Marquez. What does an interesting run look like? Well, he was not called down, and he continued to take it all the way down to the field for a Bovina Mustang touchdown. Looked like he was down, he wasn't. New Home would roar back against Bovina. New Home would win it 50-31.
Play to the whistle, Kurt, right?
That's it.
It's a battle of the Eagles out at Lena Stevens between Willow Park and Lubbock Christian. First quarter, Ryan Hollingsworth flying through defenders, and he'd do it again, gliding into the end zone for the easy touchdown. He's going to glide, Kurt.
He is gliding. I wondered what that looked like.
Well, that's what it looks like.
There
6-0 Willow Park. Second quarter, guess who? Hollingsworth.
Yeah, I figured it was.
Airing down the, or I don't know what he's doing down the sideline. You know what that word is? Airing? I have no idea what that is. All right, nesting in the end zone, 12-0 Trinity. But Lubbock Christian would stay afloat, though. Alec Lack fakes out the cameraman, and Caleb Coates almost takes out Mr. Jake Archer. I wish he would have, quite frankly. Anyway, Lubbock Christian would go on to win a close one, 22-20. Jake, you're fired.
Get out of the way next time. Roosevelt down to the southeast.
What is R-ing?
I'm not sure what that is.
Okay.
But yeah, they take on Coahoma. The Eagles struck early. They held the Bulldogs scoreless, but Coahoma came back strong. Roosevelt holds the line. Eagles are now 8-1 on the year, Rob. 26-20 was the final.
And in the Panhandle, Abernathy taking on Stanton. The Antelopes outrunning the Buffaloes. Maroon Platoon wins the Home on the Range Classic.
Home on the range.
Where the Antelopes, and 34-18 was the final.
We promise we won't sing anymore.
No, we won't. The Matadors taking a share of the district championship with a win tonight. Garrett Luft is with us now. What was the difference down the stretch? They pulled away in this game, didn't they?
Oh, man, they're fortunate that the special teams gave them all those scores in the first half because their offense did nothing. And I agree with you guys. I've never seen that kind of mess happen before. That's nuts, too. Fumble recoveries, or I guess really no recoveries, basically becoming onside kicks. But it was Dobbins and TJ Steele in the second half that really came alive. And really, this Matador defense is the reason this team is in this position at all. They've gotten timely turnovers. They got a pick six that gave them the lead in the fourth quarter. Then they got a fumble with an immediate touchdown by Dobbins with his feet right after that on the next possession. And ultimately, that became a 21-point swing that led the Matadors not only win, but win easily. They might end up having to share this thing depending on what happens next week, but Coach Cluley's got them right where we thought they would. It's not been the road that maybe we expected, and certainly one probably that he didn't want them to have, but you're still going to have a gold ball, and you're set up to do some things in the playoffs because I think it's still a region that's winnable for the Mats.
Garrett, let's talk about Shallowwater. They cap off a perfect regular season, the big win over Slayton tonight. What's your take on the Mustangs as they get ready for the playoffs?
Yeah, it's probably been the quietest year they've had in a long time to be undefeated district champions this way. We haven't talked about them much. They've just done it very, very smoothly and easily. Their defense, to me, is what's very different about this team from the last few years. Their secondary is better than they've been in a long time. They're going to face very high-powered passing attacks in the first rounds of the playoffs that they're going to have to prove themselves. I don't know that they've seen a good opponent like that yet, but I think they're far better on the defensive side than they've been in years, and it's the best defense Brian Wood's had since he's been there.
All right, Garrett, appreciate your thoughts as always. We'll chat with you a little later on in the show. Another conference rival in Raiderland this week. Texas Tech getting ready to take on 24th ranked Oklahoma.
And it's a special season for Shallowwater this year. We just talked about them. We'll take an inside look at what makes the Mustangs so formidable. That's next on Fox 34 Football Friday.
Now, back to Fox 34 Football Friday.
Shallowwater wrapping up their spectacular season tonight against Slayton. They're perfect.
They are, and our Jake Archer has the inside scoop on how they got there and what's next.
The Shallowwater Mustangs' impressive 2020 campaign is on the way to a postseason push. The team averages 45 points a game, only giving up 18 to opponents. Coach Brian Wood shares the secrets to the team's success.
We're not an old team, but we're not a young team. We have a pretty good mix. Mason Aker is a two-way starter, offense and defensively, and our leading receiver, and starts at safety. And then we've got a few offensive, defensive linemen that double up. Sergio Arzate, Brady Reed, Alec Gokachev, just to mention a few. But we've got a good mix of folks, and it's kind of a team effort every week.
Despite the spectacular start behind an explosive offense, it hasn't all been smooth sailing for Shallowwater, dealing with some adversity early.
We lost our star running back, early in the year, I think second or third game, and so we've kind of been doing running back by committee and running our quarterback more than we have the past couple of years. So it's a group effort for sure, but it all starts up front with those O-line guys.
Even though they're having a great season, Coach Wood says he knows what's really important about this year and doesn't take it for granted.
What's special right now is the fact that we're getting to play it all, with the uncertainty of everything. But this group is they've been tight-knit. We had lots of Zoom meetings in April and May where they just kind of grew together. You do a whole lot of talking. It's a tight group. It's fun to watch them on the sidelines. I mean, if you come to watch a game, you're going to see 37 guys engaged in what we're doing, not just 11 guys on the football field.
Shallowwater has never made it to a state championship, but this year the Mustangs appear to be on the right track. Jake Archer, Fox 34, Football Friday.
All right, thank you very much, Jake. The Red Raiders back in the win column after a tough game against West Virginia last week. Can they keep the momentum going against the Sooners, we hope, on Halloween night?
Guns up.
Now, back to Fox 34 Football Friday.
Finally, closing out a game in the fourth quarter, perhaps the Red Raiders can begin to stack some wins up. Easier said than done, Rob.
Yeah, especially when it's Oklahoma. They come to town tomorrow night at the Jones. Red Raiders finding a quarterback we do believe in Henry Columbi. He was silky smooth against West Virginia, using his arm and his legs to secure the dub. He also executed a big fourth down conversion that led to a score late in the first half.
A lot of guys did a lot of good things on that play, but I mean, him and EZ get a lot of the credit. But I mean, he had a completely clean pocket to throw from. The tailback did a great job of widening the window, and even Kuntz, who was on the other side coming in, came in and got the linebacker to go that way. So that throwing window kind of really opened up, and then he threw a really good ball on time, and EZ was able to go make a catch with a guy kind of close to him, kind of almost in contact with him. So it was an excellent play to get us a chance to keep that drive going and going down there and get a score on that drive.
Easy, I like that. Lincoln Riley and the Sooners come in ranked 24th in the nation. Plus, they're coming off that impressive win over TCU last week in Fort Worth.
That's right, Rob. Spencer Rattler playing his best football of late. He threw for over 330 yards, 2 scores versus the Frogs. Sooners just 2 yards shy of 500 in total offense.
Being in Arizona, had an opportunity to watch him as a young player coming up, and he would come to our 7-on-7s at night and So I stood about 3 feet from him and watched him throw. He can make all the throws. He's very talented with his arm, has the ability to make plays with his feet. You know, and he's got a lot of really good players around him, so he's able to, you know, showcase all of his skills. So very impressive young man.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about that. Spencer Rattler had a ton of hype. It seemed like last year, you know, they would always show Kurt a cutaway of him on the sideline saying this is the future of Oklahoma at the quarterback position. They've had a lot of good quarterbacks. Now, the Red Raiders, in the meantime, have this guy, Henry Colombi. And I tell you what, Kurt, I don't want to wax poetic too much about this kid. He's only started one game in the last few years, one college football game, period. But he looked good last week, and he was efficient, and he got the job done.
Absolutely. Undefeated as the starter, because he's had just a one game. But ready for number 2, and it makes such a difference, Rob. We were talking about it before we came on. Such a difference to be able to work with that first-team offense when you're practicing during the week. He looked comfortable. Well, he's looked comfortable coming off the bench. But Colombi's added a new excitement, I think, to this team, Rob, and really had a move in last week. So while we have Rattler doing better for the Sooners, I'm really looking forward to this matchup. 2 great offenses now that are going to go head-to-head at Jones Stadium. Yeah,
I mean, unfortunately, I wish Tech would have seen Oklahoma when they saw Texas. When they were struggling a little bit, and Lincoln Riley was changing quarterbacks, and Rattler was sort of looking like a young guy, like a freshman at quarterback. But with that said, Kurt, it's one of those years where, you know, you don't know who's going to be out in a game, right? Because they have those COVID tests today, and someone could be ineligible to play or not fit to play tomorrow night. I don't know. I've got a weird feeling the Red Raiders can give Oklahoma a game, Kurt, and I don't really think I'm drinking the Kool-Aid because they found a quarterback. Their offense has established a nice run and pass mix, and the defense is playing pretty well, but you can't give up those huge chunk plays to Oklahoma. You know, those 35, 40-yard scores.
That's exactly right. But, Rob, for some reason, in the COVID era of games, momentum means a lot. And the Raiders have some great momentum right now. I know Oklahoma does too. But Oklahoma's the favorite. Raiders are at home. That'll help them as well, I believe. But the momentum that they gained from that West Virginia game, the key now is to keep that momentum going. And they had the confidence which came last week, which we hadn't seen. We hadn't seen that confidence for a while. I'm excited to see what it means this week. As they have a really good opponent in Oklahoma, have to respect them. As we've been talking, they improve, but it'll be a fun game.
No doubt about it.
Right here on Fox 34.
Yeah, right here on the Big 3-4. All right, time to go to a break. When we come back, we'll check out some scores from around the area, and Garrett Luft is going to join us as well once again. You're watching Fox 34 Football.
And most comprehensive. This is Fox 34 Football Friday.
All right, cram in some games we couldn't get to. A close one between Olton and West Texas High. The Mustangs win over the Comanches 48-42. Petersburg and Lorenzo tonight with a heavy win. The Buffaloes trample the Hornets 60-12.
That one stings. Smyer holds off the Hornets from Sudan. Solid district win for the Bobcats, 56-19. New deal, the real deal. They take it to Floydada. The Lions tame the Whirlwinds 42-14.
And Perrington holding off Seminole at home. Sorry, Bailey. The Indians fall 28-14. Our Cam Op is a Seminole fan. Whiteface outruns the Broncos. Antelopes take this one 52-16. And Coronado with another dominant win this week over Paladuro. What can we expect from the Mustangs, Garrett Luft, as we get closer to the playoffs?
Man, what's impressive to me continually is their defense. It's just such a weird year to talk about that because we don't talk about defense at Coronado. We talk about Sawyer Robertson. We talk about touchdown passes. But ultimately, these guys have been very, very efficient. They had the week off now. They got to come back and play. They didn't look like they missed a beat. And unfortunately, they don't play a real tough opponent until the back end of their schedule. They get Lubbock High next week, and who knows what the Westerners will look like after 2 weeks off. But they were up. They were on pace to score 120 points in the middle of the third quarter tonight. Lord. So they really had to practice taking their foot off the pedal there.
Garrett, final 30 here. Looking forward to next week. What's your pick for the game of the week for us?
Well, we got 2. We got Cooper and Wichita Falls Rider. Huge game in 3-5A, 2 state-ranked teams. But then you got Roosevelt trying to take a share of the district championship down in 3A against Idalou. Idalou has had another week where they didn't get to play this week. 3rd time this season they've been canceled on. So maybe the Roosevelt Eagles are going to catch them at the right time.
All right, Garrett, appreciate your hard work. You do a great job, my friend. For Kurt and everybody else involved, so long, everybody.
Good night.